We'll get better armor.
Yeah. So, balls.
Next week, IAE.
Oh yeah, that's true. I'll be happy about that. I saw a Reddit here. They're pushing some patches. I guess one of them failed, but you know.
Shocked I am not. I want a medical Pisces.
Apparently, yeah. I was actually looking at there's a big thread on the Reddit going on, and there's people like, oh, I really like this 85X. This is just so nice. And I was like, yeah, I like it too. It's a good little puddle jumper. It's it's got all the benefits of a snub fighter. It's really tiny and small, but it's got a quantum drive, carries an extra person, and it's decently well armed for a tiny ship. I mean, it's basically starter ship. I wouldn't use it for a starter ship, but you could.
Why not?
But I'll be interested to
carry boxes then. It's great.
Well, you're talking about the Pisces, yeah.
Yeah, the Pisces 85X, right?
No. The Pisces is the Amble one for the Carrack, and the 85X is Origin, and that's for the 890 jump.
Oh, you mean the little shuttlecraft?
Yeah,
gotcha. Okay.
right. And I made the thought. It's like, I'll be interested to see what people end up putting on their 890 jump, whether they stick with the 85X, because the Pisces is just so damn good. I mean, you get all the advantages of that ship, but you get cargo, and it's a little bit more durable, and it's just as capable in a fight.
Yeah, well, there's really no reason to keep it. The 85X, I mean. Oh, except for, is it jump capable?
Well, I have no idea how jump travel is going to be done. As far as I know, at the moment, it's just you go through a jump point. There's no jump drive, from what I can tell. I mean, maybe in the future, so that hasn't been discussed. Quantum drive is the only thing that you need at the moment to get around. Assumably, if you have a quantum drive, you can travel through jump gates, but will that change? Who the fuck knows?
It's true. We have no idea.
So, yeah. I mean, they're not craft designed for long travel. They're intersystem only. But again, if I'm pulling up to a planet on an 890 jump and I want to visit town to finish a mission, or I don't know, buy some ammo or whatever, I'm not going to take the 890 jump down. Oh, at least I hope not. It'd be more relevant to take a small craft. But if I was taking a small craft, the 85X, while very nice, is not as good as the Pisces. And then you can make the argument, well, there's plenty of smaller starter ships that'll fit that role too, that would also accomplish that. I mean, for example, you have the Origin 100 series. It's basically the same length as an 85X, and that's a more capable ship too. It's bigger, size 3 fucking guns on those things.
True.
And if you get the cargo variant, you can have up to what, 5, 4? I don't know. It's way more than nothing.
You could probably fit the 100 ships into it too. So you could just do that. Get a little cargo.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
If you were using them as shuttles, I would make the argument of while I enjoy the 85X, and again, they're weird ships, right? Because it's like, well, what are they for? They have a whole thing, right? They have a whole lounge next to the the hangar bay, where assumably you can wait and take a ship to see sight and that sort of stuff. But if you have passengers on your ship, is two of them just going to hop in and take a joyride, or is one of them going to be driven? Because they're not really passenger ships. Like, if it's designed to move passengers around, it would be more than just one co-passenger. It would be like a 4-person ship, would it not? It would be a shuttle. But they're not. So it's a weird setup. I don't know. Maybe in the future. I mean, obviously the bay itself is plenty fucking big. I mean, like I said, I laughed my ass off. I could fit a scorpion in there, for Christ's sakes.
Yeah. Yeah, Scorpion does fit in.
Yeah, so it's a nice bay. I like it. It's one of my favorites. It's one of the best well-designed internal bays. You know, I'll be interested to see how the Banu Merchantman Bay works, because it's very similar in size, it looks like. Well, okay, it's a little smaller, it's a little shorter. But, like, that ability to raise that deck up to just land and then descend back, I mean, that is nice. That is really nice. It makes it really easy to take off and land on the 890 jump. You don't got to worry about clipping anything, that sort of shit.
Let's see what they do with the 600 too. I don't really care about the touring variant, but if they have any other variants that come in, that would be cool.
As far as I know, there's only going to be 2 versions, the Explorer and Touring.
Yeah, the Explorer may be interesting.
Yeah, again, we don't know too much about the passenger transport. I'm kind of sensing that is around the corner, like maybe not this year, but early next year, because they keep making ships for it. Like the Spirit, for example, your ship. Why would they be dumping time and money into it if they weren't planning on doing it soon? Then there's been rumors about the Genesis Starliner coming soon, which, again, I don't give a shit about. But if they're, confident that they can have NPC travel pretty soon, then, maybe that'll be a new mission branch, and that'll be fun. But yeah, well, we'll have to see how it is. That's pretty much the only reason why I've been keeping my 890 jump. I mean, I've been led to believe that the 890... Because that was the Q&A. They're like, okay, guys, the reason why the 890 jump is so fucking expensive is because it's believed that the 890 jump is going to make you a lot of fucking money. VIP is going to pay you big fucking bucks to go to areas and then be brought back safely. So, let's see. Really, the only reason I've been keeping it, I have no idea why I haven't done that. The Banu Merchantman at this moment is probably going to be my capital ship. Maybe later on we'll buy a Pisces or something like that, or not Pisces, Perseus. There we go. We'll do our little runs on a Perseus. That'll be fun. It'll be a little capital ship killer with our big ass cannons.
Oh, yeah, Perseus will be a lot of fun.
Yeah. But yeah, I'd be interested to see. I don't know. You mentioned that there might be another Drake ship going on. Grumpy was super excited about the Corsair. He's like, "Yeah, I don't care about anything else. It's fucking Corsair. Yeah, this is. Should you buy it? I'm gonna buy it. I mean, it's an explorer ship, but let's be honest, guys, it's a fucking gunship. I want to live on this thing. This is an awesome ship. I mean, look at this. This ship is fucking gorgeous. It's got a component room. It's got a ramp. It can fit vehicles. It's got guns up the yin yang.
Awesome.
It's got turrets. All the turrets can shoot forward. What more do you fucking want?
It's a pirate ship is what it is, which is good.
Yeah, that's what he said. Like, it's a pirate ship. I mean, come on, man. This is the ship that's going to scare the shit out of anyone once physicalized cargo comes in game, because when he comes in, he's taking your shit. There's not going to be very many trade ships that are going to want to take any firepower from this guy. So he's like, I'm probably going to keep it unless they make it really shitty. They tend to nerf these things, but I think we might be safe. Nerfed the last ship they did. In fact, I think what was the last one they did that they kind of kept the way it was?
The Steve.
God, I can't remember. The Steve. I think I still love the Scorpion. I think the Scorpion is not very. Not really. I mean, they supposedly nerfed the maneuverability. I can't tell the difference. The thing still handles like a fucking dream.
We're friends, right?
They did cut it back.
Do you think Alpha is real?
No.
It doesn't matter. All the ships are going to get balanced 27 different times. So.
I think
Oh
Ross is
yeah.
trying to tell me
Should be
something
endless.
about fried Alpha.
I don't know. I think their mentality's good. Like, obviously, they're like, okay, we don't really want to play this ship is better than this ship. We want to play the game of this ship is better at this thing than other ships. And I think that's a good mentality to have.
I can't talk about that.
But obviously, there are certain things in the space MMO that are more important than other things, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, supposedly the downside to the, you know, downside to the Corsair is going to be limited armor. That is fine. I don't know. I make fun of it a little bit because it is a little bit big, but there's two points that I do make if people like, oh, the target profile is really huge. Well, first of all, the target's profile is big because of the wing. But I wouldn't give a shit if they blew off my wings. Number one, there's no guns on them. From what I can tell, there's guns on the bases. And the majority of the guns are attached to the body, which is what makes Drake ships fucking awesome. So if they blow off your wings, who cares? Who cares?
Right. Well,
And armor's not in game yet, and probably won't be until the dawn of time.
yeah, that's the thing.
I mean, I would really like armor to be in the game. I think it's a really cool missing component that we don't have, but...
All the Drake ships are going to be glass cannons, so we don't know what that means yet, though, until there's any kind of armor, so it's hard to say if it's good or bad.
I think armor, I don't know. I think armor is really just going to be how well protected your components are. I really think that's pretty much what they're going to do. You know, they're going to have physicalized. They want to have physicalized components and physicalized. So when I shoot a gun at a ship, it impacts the hull, and then whatever's behind it gets damaged. So if I hit the back, if there's components in the back, I have a chance of hitting or doing splash damage against components. And if I have armor, in quotation marks, it protects the components. The components do not initially get hit from my ship. I think that's the only thing. I mean, I don't think it's... People think it's going to translate into HP. I think it's really just going to protect. You know, they're going to do some sort of trajectory thing where if the bullet hits you at a certain angle, the computer does like a dice roll and says, okay, this part could get hit, and if you have armor, it's going to protect those parts. How they...
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Well, how they determine how long armor lasts, or, you know, if it has a durability itself, that's going to be a good question, or if it's just going to be like a percentage off the top. Like, if I have armor, then every impact does 20% less damage or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, that would be... I don't know exactly how they're going to do it. The way they're describing it is armor is going to be a physical layer over the ship, because they want it to work with hull stripping and that sort of stuff. So I would imagine it would be a certain durability, and I'm sure they'll probably have different classes with different statistics, I would think. The way they're doing the game, the way they want the weapons to work, it seems to make sense. But it's anyone's guess because it's not in game yet. But that's what I would get. I mean, you have ships. You have specific ships in the game that are specifically built around armor, like the Terrapin, which is the scanning ship. It's specifically built around an armored chassis.
We need to get you a new Cortex chip, just like the ones you find inside robots, so we can store your brain.
Ship, it's built around an armored chassis. It's supposed to be more well protected. Hell, even the Banu.
Go look for a robot Cortex chip.
Go fig why, but it is. And I think that's going to be. I think that's going to be how capital ships are going to work. I don't think smaller ships are going to have the ability to pierce that armor. I think they're going to have to limit themselves to component damage, like the stuff that's not protected by armor.
Yeah, that's the plan for sure. They want your fighters to zoom in on like a hammerhead and try and take out the shield generator, but you're not going to take out the hammerhead with your.
And then the bigger ships will have to do the actual hull damage.
Exactly. Yeah. Which is cool. They should be wanting to do that.
Yeah, there's no reason why a Gladius should be taking out hammerheads and bullshit that it is right now. Mm-hmm. It should be a threat. It should be a nuisance. It should be a priority, yes, but you know, your day shouldn't be ended by a light fighter if you're in a Corvette. Like,
and if you only have one friend online, you can get to a Gladiator and make a run at a hammerhead. At least do some damage to it. So you're not just stuck to big orgs, right? You can take off the shield generator and throw some torpedoes at it, do some damage to it.
Interesting how they handle multi-crew ships, because apparently they also released a thing. They're working on the blades, which will add on functions either to weapons, like make them autonomous and that sort of stuff. They also put a little quasi thing like in other performance increases. So what the fuck that means, I don't know. But they're evidently the primary role of blades is to outfit multi-crew ships to make them more helpful for single or smaller crews, or to reduce the crew requirement. So, we do know they want to have AI. They want to have that be a thing that you hire or team up with. I mean, I don't know. They could have a thing where, that would also be a very fun thing if they have in the game, like a Dragon Age thing. Like, you do quests and, reputation build up, and you make a friend, and he's like, I'll join your crew. And you could have a couple of, like, permo crews that are just your buddies.
Sure, that'd be great.
Have to hire everybody else. But, yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting how the multi-crew thing situates. I know a lot of people are like, well, I don't want single players doing capital ships and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, I don't know, guys. Like, it seems silly to make the argument. It's dumb. It's a catch-22, right? Like, every time. Like, do I want 20 people on one ship? Or do I want 20 people in 20 ships? The answer to that is always, always, always going to be you're going to want 20 people on 20 ships. Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
Even,
Though you will need a few bigger ships.
Yeah. And I think they're on the right track. I do admit I am somewhat impressed that they resisted the urge for capital ships to just be way over the top. The Idris, which is the freighter, which I think is, or not the freighter, the frigate.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's their obvious. That's going to be their go-to org ship. That's going to be the most common ship in the verse. You can tell because it's got a little bit of everything. Has the option for a railgun, which makes it anti-capital ship-ish. The railgun's not super effective. I mean, it's not that hard to dodge. But, whatever. The point is, it does damage. It hits hard. It's got a good round of anti-fighter weapons. It's well shielded, decently armored, supposedly. Who knows? We don't know. But it also has the ability to have 2 or 3 fighters, which gives it that flexibility. But they could have made it stupid. They could have just, filled it full of bullshit. Like, no, it has 6 fighters. Have little doors on the side that just release it. But no, they kept everything. They kept everything manageable and heightened just enough to do what they do. And even the destroyer that they put in the game, another ship they could have went ham on as well. But only a small hangar deck for an additional ship for maintenance or refueling or whatever, or escort. It's a large hangar bay, supposedly. I don't know if it'll fit like a Warden or something, but a heavy fighter, supposedly, it'll fit. and it's just ship-to-ship guns on the side. So, you know, it's not over the top, but it's meant to be a skirmish fighter. So they're definitely taking a good thought for how they want the capital ships to play in the game. Who knows if later on in the game, if it ever happens, if they'll be doing really huge ships. I would imagine not. I don't like the one person per station bullshit. Like, again, because I just never seen the game make it work. You know, whenever you have a ship, I have 10 turrets. I need 10 people for my turrets. 8 of your friends fall asleep while you're doing whatever. You know what I mean? Like, sitting in a gun if there's nothing to shoot at is super boring.
Sad but true.
But a long weekend next week too. Got Friday off, I believe, Veterans Day.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, 11th. There we go. I don't get paid for it, but
Better than working.
wow. Don't work, I don't make money. I was making the joke to my grandmother. I'm like, yeah, we're looking good for this month, you know. I mean, we get a short week next week, and then one last long week, and then the week after that, I work 2 days, and then I'm on vacation for a week, or as I like to say, temporary unemployment, because I don't get paid while I'm not working, so technically unemployed, and then I come back. But no, I've been good. I've been squirreling away. I got the bank account up, so I don't care. You know, I can go a week. It's not going to be much to do, anyways. I mean, I don't know, it's a good company to work for. I'm getting a little discouraged because we've had another bad quarter. You know, I mean, everyone's having bad quarters, so I'm not, fuel prices are up, equipment's hard to get. You know, we're a fast-growing company, and it's really difficult to be a growing company right now. We're renting trucks instead of buying them. Trucks aren't available. You know, so we're having those problems, and it's hurting the profits. So, you know, that sucks. And the only reason why that makes me mad is because IT is an off-the-top expense. You know, you don't want to spend money there unless you have to. And if you're not making much money, you're not incentivized to fill the positions that you need to fill. I keep hoping they have a renaissance, because we just acquired another waste management group. They're not a very large group, mind you, but again, it's another 20 people that's working for us. It's like we can barely support what we have. We're so stretched thin. It's like somebody's got to speak up. Like, listen, if you want us to support these people, you know, whenever we have to set up one of these sites, half the IT department is missing to do this. We can't do anything else. You know, you want to support this other stuff. If we have an outage while half of our team is deployed, do setups and onboarding or whatever, site inspections and things that need to be done in order to get people up the code and up the, you know, to do that. You can't have 4 guys be the fucking half or more, 60% of your IT department, you know? You need to start increasing it a little bit, man. You need to put a little bit more money into it. I mean, I think it's really unreasonable to expect 3 people to be managing over 2,000 employees. That's a little much. Well, anyways, it's not my vote until I'm actually hired on board. Until then, I say, yes, sir, I'll do it until I can. But it just, you know, it leaves me with a bad taste. I'm going to start making preparations, actually, pretty soon. I'm going to talk to my guys. Like, listen, I'm probably going to stick with them till the end of the year, but come January, there's still no offer or no realistic timetable of them thinking about bringing anybody on board. I'm going to take the first full-time position with benefits offered to me, man. I can't do this anymore. I just can't. I mean, it's,
Yeah.
I'm going to be 41 years old. Hopefully. I mean, they keep saying they really like what I do there, but, you know, I mean, it's one of those things where I like the people that I work with, and I think for the most part they respect me very kindly. But they're letting me flap in the breeze. You know what I mean? Like, it's not great being a contract worker, you know? But I mean, I'm still fairly young, but I'm getting up there. I mean, what if I injure myself? What if something happens? Like, no one's responsible for me. I get cut loose. You know, I'm rolling those dice every fucking month.
Yeah,
But
it's a hard way to live, for sure.
yeah, you know, I mean, if I had a heart attack right now in that place, they carted my ass to the hospital. They'd probably take my damn house. It'd be a $40,000 visit. I can't afford that. Be like, leave me to die, please. Life insurance is way cheaper than actual health insurance. Just let me die.
Don't talk like that. You're young and healthy.
Yeah. Well, I'm hoping not to die before Star Citizen at least gets into beta, but God knows that could be a while.
You and me both. I'm beginning to wonder if I'll be able to even play the game when it comes out.
I know. I made a joke on the Reddits. Like, I think I told you about it. I'm like, yeah, I'm hoping I'm going to be able to play this game when I'm on my pension plan.
Floodgates are coming.
Yeah, well, like I said, like if this PES or whatever the fuck they are working on, if this works and gives the foundation, I'm hoping they hit the ground running. I hope that that everything goes good. They got to make it work. Like at this point, I'm like, listen, I'm sorry, guys. I love you, but this is your like third iteration, and if this doesn't work, you need to scale back. You need to make the game work. That's all we're asking you to do. Make the game work. If there's things in this game that are not working with these systems, can't be done now. Maybe later on. Do that. Just say, okay, listen, right now it can't be done. Accept the limits of technology and just do what you can. Make it as good as you can right now. You've been working on the game for 10 fucking years, and it's hard to be impressed at what you've done. It really is. I mean, don't get me wrong. I see the direction you're going. I like it. But there's nothing in the game right now. There's nothing. The servers are trash. There's no inter-system play. There's no gameplay loops that we haven't had for the last, 5 years? You know? I mean, nothing has evolved. You know, they're sort of kind of adding in salvage, but let's be honest, salvage is just mining, but with ships. So, I mean, I'll give it to you. I'll count it as a gameplay loop, I guess. But that's it. That's the only new. The medical gameplay is probably the only other one I could mention that they've put in the game. And to be honest, it doesn't really change the game very much because I mean, if you're by yourself, you can't res yourself, so you're still respawning and you don't give a shit.
Yep, we can't get back the cool stuff we lost, like landing radar.
Yeah. Well, yeah, hopefully they address that soon. I'm getting tired of going third person to land my ships. I've been being lazy lately. I just kind of, since I can do it now, since ships like levitate, I just nose in. I just slide my ass in and say, done. All good.
That's all I do too. I mean, that's all you can do.
I want to land my ships right, but you can't see nothing, so it's really difficult. Especially for the Constellation is an absolute nightmare to land. I don't know if you've ever had the chance to land that in a pad, but yeah, the Constellation's a pain because it's such a long ship. Like I have to go to third person. I mean, I don't know. If they ever make the game VR compatible, maybe it'll be a lot easier because you'll have that ability to judge distance a little bit better. That is weird too. Like now that I've played an actual game in VR, it is weird judging distance now in non-VR games. Like once you've done that, it's like, shit, man, I can tell that's 20 feet away. Every time. I know exactly how far away it is.
Gonna become a VR snob.
I mean, yeah, I guess. I don't know. I'm laughing my ass off that I'm enjoying Zenith as much as I am, even though it's not a particularly fantastic game. But it's a Unity game. I mean, I know you can kind of sort of tell but for what it's doing, for all that stuff that they're doing, and it works pretty darn good. Yeah, I can't believe they're doing that in Unity. That's surprising the shit out of me.
Yeah, it's not the engine's always more. Talented people can squeeze a lot out of the engine.
Yeah. Well, I figured out what those. So when you're around NPCs, sometimes the little walkie talk thing starts to like fill in.
Hmm.
Apparently, instead of using the pointers to interact with them, you can just wave to them, and they'll automatically talk to you and engage you. So that's to indicate that they're acknowledging your wave. It
Oh,
fills up.
there you go.
So I was like, why are some of these things filled in a bit and some of them not? Because I'm waving my dumb hands around like an idiot.
Magic of VR.
I'm hoping the Quest 3 solves a lot of my problems with VR. I love the Quest 2. I think it's a great little headset. Definitely a lot better before when it was $300. I'm a little bit more skeptical at it for 400, but you know, I think you're still making out pretty good compared to the prices of all the other headsets on the market. I mean, you're still about what $200 under like a Vive or a PlayStation.
Yeah, but if I had that kind of money to throw around, I'd just pick up a Tobii eye tracker.
Yeah, but it's a good headset, and they actually. You want to know what they added recently? I don't know if you've been kind of keeping an eyeball on the Meta stuff, but they've pushed hand tracking. Believe it or not, so you don't have to you could turn on hand tracking on your Quest 2 right now and just use hand gestures. Apparently, it works really nice. I haven't tried it yet. I actually it's been like 3 days since I put on my helmet. I keep meaning to do it. Problem with it, of course, with the Oculus is once you put it on, you're dead to the world. You can't see anything.
Right.
So if I'm doing other stuff like chatting to people or whatever, I think later versions where they make it a little bit more. What they need to do is they need to make because I've been using the link to the PC to do other programs in game. If they can make the um, the connection to your computer, the virtual desktop, a little bit more seamless, so I can like multitask while I'm doing stuff, you know, then I mean you can sort of kind of do so, but you're like pausing what you're actively playing with and shifting to the other one, and it's a little awkward. But if you could like just bring up the window when whatever it is you're doing in VR, whether it be Five Nights at Freddy's or Horizon or whatever, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
If you can
Yeah.
just bring up your window and hey, all right, I'll be right back. You know what I mean? Like if you could do all that, that would be fantastic. Instead of doing the whole app switching, which I'm sure that's where they want to go. The Quest Pro is very delicious looking. I do admit it solves a lot of the problems that I have with the Quest 2. The big one, of course, is the way it sits on your head. It's no longer like suction cupped to you. It just kind of sits. It's kind of like a visor, actually, almost now. It just sits on the. Have you seen it?
Hmm.
It's got the
Yeah.
head
No, they look
strap.
nice.
Yeah, so it looks really nice. Uh, it does have the pass through, the color pass through. I wish it was a little bit better. I wish they could. I really wish you could do both from both worlds. I really love augmented reality, and I think it's really sucky that the augmented reality stuff is not doing well. But maybe it's a match made in heaven. Maybe it's just going to be part of VR at some point. But
Well,
it's nice having the ability.
the headgear just has to get way better for it to take off.
Yeah.
That's all. And
Well,
smaller and easier to
yeah.
use.
It's coming along. There are a couple of headsets that are real. Have you seen some of the other ones from other third party ones? They're getting really small.
Hmm. Yeah, but
Um, so
they're all concepts and
right.
prototypes
They're
and
not
stuff.
they're not in production yet. But the
Yeah.
point is the technology is progressing very quick. So I'm looking forward to it. The Quest 3 is supposed to come out next year ish. I don't know. Next year or the year after that, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, apparently Facebook is trying to get all in. They're trying to be the Google of VR. I don't know if they're going to be able to succeed at that, but maybe. Who knows?
Well, their stock just tanked, so it may be a little bit of a bump in
Yeah,
that road.
well. Yeah, well. They're staying the course. I don't know. The concept is, what he's trying to do, what Zuckerberg's trying to do, is not unheard of. But it's kind of like the same way Google owns the internet. Google completely owns the internet. They 100% pretty much. If you're not on Google, Google's tracking everything. Google's doing all the ads. You know what I mean? Like even whatever you do is going through Google in some fashion. You know what I mean? You're using websites,
Yep, no,
search
I get it.
engines, or whatever. But in VR, they have the opportunity of going, aha, now it all goes through us. Fuck you, Google. This is our territory. Which is bad because obviously I don't want Facebook in charge of that shit.
Yeah, well, neither do I. But it doesn't matter. They're so far out. It's all so far out from wide acceptance and useful headgear that we don't know who's going
I
to
don't
win
know,
that
man.
war.
Like I said, I'm really impressed at the Oculus Pro. Again, unfortunately, the $1,500 price tag doesn't put it in the spot where it's a threat.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
But here's the thing: the tech for it is there. If they can get something like that down in price, which technology always goes down in price, tweak it a little bit to be a little bit more versatile for the average person, and yeah, and if battery technology gets a little better, I mean, that's another sucky thing about the Pro, unfortunately. It's a little bit more hungry, obviously, but yeah, if they get it down to a point where you could wear these things without much strain, you looking like Master Shake with all the fucking shit attached to your head, carrying around a 20-pound backpack. Then it's just going to be a matter of price. That's it. That's the only battle you got to fight. If you can prove the concept, if the tech is there and doable and works, and so far it has been, they have the hand tracking technology in, it's working great, the body tracking all in one unit. I don't even know how they do that. That weirds me out that a headset can detect where my feet are, for fuck's sake. How is it doing that?
It's just positional sensors. It just knows when you move. It knows where you are. So if where you are is 0, and then it senses 3 inches of movement. It just goes in the direction of the sensed movement.
Well, it's some Batman level shit, is what I'm saying. Like, these things are mapping your room and your house. I mean, that's crazy, man. But the software is making astounding. Like every 6 months, there's been major, like the Oculus, the Quest 2 has had like 4 major updates since I've purchased it, and they're all feature updates. They're all better hand tracking, voice activation, higher refresh rates. I mean, they've been really tweaking the hardware quite a bit. And if that keeps going forward, I'm just saying it's making it more attractive. And I'm saying that as a guy that, unfortunately, I'm at a disadvantage with VR. I'm sight impaired, so it sucks. I have to wear glasses, and unfortunately, and I'm actually curious because I always hate it that the people that test drive this new equipment, like, this is so awesome. We get somebody with poor eyesight try this out and let me know how it is, because that's what I really want to know.
Well, fortunately, you're in the minority. The rest of the world can see just fine, apparently.
God damn you and your superior genetics.
I can't see for shit either. I'm gonna drop off Discord though.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit the bed too, even though I'm not very tired because I nap for 2 hours. But I'm gonna do it.
Lazy fucker. Have a good night, man.
I am. Night night.
Okay. audio logs.
Strasky, are you there?
I hear you, Herbie. What's up?
Just wanted to check in. I have to go do something. I might not be around for a few days, okay?
Rally Herb leaving the listening post? Must be important.
It is, Strask. It is.
Okay.
Omicron, can you hear us?
Loud and clear. Everyone all right?
We will be as soon as we make friends with the power suits.
I'm sure you'll get used to it.
Look at that. Just wanted to check in before we pass the last working Lumar probes. Guys, any last words to Omicron? Don't forget to pick us up. You heard that, right?
Don't worry, we won't forget.
Alright. Heading into radio silence.
Good luck, guys.
Tau, please respond. This is Rowley Herber calling from Omicron. Please respond, Tau.
Unable to connect. Lumar relay out of range.
Yeah, I get it.
Unable to connect. Lumar relay out of range. Unable to connect. Lumar relay out of range.
Stuff is, I have no idea. Alright, well, whatever. I got the chip. Any chance? Nothing. I can't read them. Let's see. Shoot this way. Nope. This way. Alright, what else do I need? I think I needed a vial with gel.
There has to be a power pack upstairs. Go look for one.
Upstairs. How do I get upstairs? The stairs only went down. Upstairs. Where are the stairs? Okay, here's containment. Those are the stairs down, so these must be the stairs up. So, hydroponics. That's the clean room. There's hydroponics. Here we go. Hydroponics. So this is... So up must be this way. There we go. Okay.
Johann Ross was found dead on the climber this morning. The ARC team went down a couple of days ago, but I see no reason to suspect them playing a part in his death. The climber can't be operated from the abyss, so there was a scheduled retrieval. The climber returned with only the lifeless body of Alpha member Johann Ross. No traces of the ARC team. Cameron, Eames, Lansky, all studying the body inside containment. I'll follow up with whatever they find. Delenda Est. The WOW has been getting more aggressive, pushing all systems to their limits. Ironically, the dead Dr. Johann Ross would be the perfect person to ask why the WOW is making such a big buzz about his passing. After all, the WOW isn't supposed to want anything, and definitely not to mourn people. The system overload affects the staff considerably. Headaches, loss of sleep, unwarranted stress. And it seems to be getting worse. I could use some advice if you can get through. Delenda Est. Things are out of hand. The staff looks like they're about to explode. Every other person walks around with nosebleeds, and the rest keep wiping stains of blood from their eyes to keep them from overflowing.
Goodness.
It's to do with the WOW trying to free Ross somehow, for sure. At this point, I wouldn't be surprised if the body just got up and left. Rally Herber, our dispatcher, has been snooping around asking questions she shouldn't. She says she's going down into the abyss to find Alpha. I can't bring myself to stop her.
By herself? Oh, tea. Or noodles. Guess noodles. Well, that looks delicious. Lunch print. No power packs. Okay. Wait. Lock on it. The safe. Open the safe. We need the jewels. Well. Apparently not a power pack storage. AI that's trying to keep humans going is not good at its job. But I know where the power pack is. don't even know if I need to be up here. Where the damn... Where? Hey. Booga booga booga. Come down this way. Let's throw at it. Okay, no, maybe it's turned around. Gonna try it. There we go. Quietly. Oh, you piece of shit! It won't move. Oh, well, that's nice. Really screwed up now, though. I love this one little way in and out stuff, and I can't distract it. It's awesome. It's the best gameplay ever. Hello? Loud noise. No, you don't care? You know what, neither do I. Can I just sneak by? A little bit of a sneak. You're fine. Yep, you're good. Don't bother. Nothing to worry about. There we go. Stairs. Stairs. What the hell is this? Headless guys that can't get breathed off. No head. Well, whatever plan this was, it was a good plan. Solid plan. Looks like they had a little bit of trouble with the execution. Can't see a thing. Hello. Hi. didn't see me. Nothing to see here. Gonna sneak in this end. And we're just gonna go ahead and give this a bit of a poke.
Shut the door, Cat. Lock it up.
What's happening?
Lock the door.
What's going on?
You know, just headless monsters.
Piss off another one of WoW's monsters.
We have everything we need, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Let's get to work.
Stuff the chip, the battery pack, and the gel into the power suit.
Yeah, just jam these right in here.
This is crazy.
Don't worry, it'll work. Make sure it's all bunched together with the structure gel connecting all the parts. Alright, try activating the suit from the terminal again.
There we go. Let's hit the person. Retry.
I can't believe we're doing this.
It will be fine.
Then why don't we put you in the suit?
I was gonna suggest that if you refused.
You'd go without me.
I need to do this, Simon. This is important. I need to launch the Ark.
You'd really do it. Change body.
Yes, if you want to stay here, I'm not gonna stand in your way. I don't want to tell you what to do.
What would it be like before? Close my eyes and then...
And then open them again.
All right. Let's do it.
Thank you, Simon. Go sit in the pilot seat in the next room. You might need to boot it up.
Okay.
We need to loop back the activity manifested by your current Cortex chip, run it through the amplifier, feed it into the new chip, and then make sure it's synced.
You lost me halfway there.
You don't really need to understand it, just make them line up.
There we go. Nope. One, 3, 5, 7, 9. Okay, so we're basically almost flat right here. So the amplitude, frequency of the frequency is 1, 2, 3, 4. One, two, three. One, two, three, 1, 2, 3. All right, your offset is. I have no idea what offset is. And the amplitude is, of course, how big it is. Now we need to slow it down. The amplitude is right. One, two. Wait. 1, 2. Pretty close. Nope. I think I have the amplitude right. Oh, wait. Come on. That's pretty damn close. 1, 2. Damn. Man, this is hard. Oh wait, no. Had it. A little more frequency. Got it.
That's everything. You can climb into the pilot seat now.
Already?
I have everything under control, so please, have a seat. Go sit in the pilot.
I sat in the pilot.
Sorry about any discomfort. This should be over soon.
It's like having your picture taken.
But with the most expensive camera in the world.
You know, Indians thought photos would steal their souls.
In this case, they'd be right.
Oh, it's my body. It's very useful.
There must be something wrong. Can't you run a diagnosis or something?
What was that?
No, it just...
Why was it still talking?
It's the same like before.
Catherine, why was he still talking?
That's how it works, you know that.
What do you mean?
You know it's not magic. You were copied. The sleeping Simon in the seat was copied, and now You are here, just like Simon lived on in Toronto.
You
God damn
bitch.
you, Kath. 2 Simons? There can't be 2 Simons.
What did you think would happen?
That you were gonna take my mind and put it into another body, like a brain transplant.
I'm sorry, it wouldn't work that way.
You realize how messed up this is?
Please, I didn't mean to upset you.
How did you expect me to react to this shit?
Please stop.
You're fucking disgusting! What's gonna happen to him?
He'll sleep for a while, a few days.
And then what? Wake up in this fucking nightmare again? All alone? So cruel.
Well, what do you want me to do with him? Make friends? Let him know that we have to leave him behind when we go into the abyss?
What if he didn't need to wake up?
You'd do that?
I don't know. Maybe.
There. I set it up for you. Hit the switch if you want to drain his battery. He'll die within a minute. I'd rather not stay plugged in any longer.
Hey, buddy. We've, been through some times. So you're gonna wake up, you're gonna see the suit's gone, and Cat's gone. And there's a monster locked, maybe locked in this room. But you can leave, and maybe, I mean, you can walk forever on the ocean, you know? Maybe find something else to do? Maybe decide to try the abyss without a suit? I don't know. You know what? I believe in the me that believes in you. So, good luck, buddy. Yeah, good luck. Oh, wait, we'll be able to open it. You know what? I'll figure something out. I'm sure when I wake up, I'll figure something out. Gotta take the chance anyway. I guess we just go for it. Ran out of lights. Maybe. I thought I was supposed to go into the abyss. Okay, not that abyss. Alright. This abyss? Which abyss?
Yeah,
Activate the climber, please.
sure thing.
One passenger. Send.
Take a seat and we'll be off.
There we go.
It's dumb luck, right? And I woke up in the right body. He's a redundant copy. He'll never experience my journey, the full journey. He wouldn't understand. How could he? I couldn't do it, and you knew it. You were right in trying to hide him from me. Only wish you'd done a better job. I basically flipped a coin, and if I had called the wrong side, I'd be rotting away at Omicron. I mean, there's nowhere to know, right? You didn't hit the make sure Simon wakes up in the right body switch, did you? Not that you would know. I mean, he would still claim to be the right Simon. Christ. This is awful. We did an awful fucking thing. And you wouldn't mind? Why would you? How could you know that it's not me, the me that I am, the same that I've always been? Please say something. I don't want to think. Please.
I don't know what to say. I don't want to upset you.
Say anything.
When I was little, I used to climb the stairs all the way to the top of the building. And I could still feel how I had to, tuck my arms so I could push the heavy steel door open. Well, the first time that I dared go up there, I stepped out onto the roof and watched the smog rise and fall over Taipei. I got all the way up to the corner ledge and, I felt the warm wind in my hair and the sun was setting and the streets below were shadowed by the tall buildings. The people pushing through the crowd flowed like paint from an artist's brush. Street food vendors filled the air with aromas of all my favorite foods. For a brief moment, I felt connected to the world in a way that I never had before. It was the most profound feeling of comfort and sense of belonging I could ever hope for. I really never felt the same way again, but I went up to the roof many times after. I'm not religious, but I can see why people would be. The privilege of being makes a strong case, at least every once in a while.
Do you still feel that sense of awe? Even like this?
Things are different, but we're still here.
What's the point of going on? Everyone's gone. All the people still left are digital copies trapped in computers at the bottom of the sea. We'll never be able to rebuild or reclaim what we were.
Are you really so unhappy being what you are, or is this about the man who went for a scan 100 years ago?
Both, I guess. When I was back in Toronto, even the worst case, the darkest futures I could predict, they at least included my previous life somehow. I feel so uprooted. There's nothing here that I recognize, nothing that makes me feel like I belong. Even if we make it to the Ark, would it be any different? I'd still be alone. No friends. No family.
You could make new friends. I'm sure everyone would like to know the time traveler. If not, you still have...
It's me. I woke up.
Catherine? Kath? Hello, Catherine. What happened?
Well, we're near something. What the? It's beautiful. So, Catherine? Yeah. Avatar set pieces. New Omni tool. I'm not jumping. Oh. That's a circuit breaker. Popped. How do I push it back in?
Hey, I know it's not much, but why have we stopped moving?
The power blacked out for a moment. Think it could be the atmospheric pressure. It's pushing pretty hard, really testing the limits of my suit.
Don't worry, it should hold.
Comforting.
It will hold.
Does time freeze when you're not powered?
Time feels omitted more than anything.
What's the difference?
I don't feel like I'm being held back or hindered. And I don't have the opportunity to reflect on the time I'm missing. It's simply missing.
Sounds like sleeping without the dreaming.
Yes, but generally you anticipate when you're about to sleep, and there's a natural continuation since we tend to wake up where we went to sleep. My experience is more like an ever-changing moment that never really seems to find closure.
Sounds kind of like a movie being edited live.
I suppose so. I guess it sounds exciting, but it really keeps me activated to the point of exhaustion.
Rope contact.
It's rough.
Could be worse. Could be a time traveler stuck in a body made from black goo.
That'd be the worst.
Alright, we're past leaving my other self up there to be alone now. Feels like a circuit breaker. Hey, get off my elevator.
Did it! You did it! I will make preparations.
Okay. Listen. Since we're on speaking terms, I might have left a copy of myself up there. If you could, make sure he's...
Oh, good, you're back.
Okay, never mind.
What happened?
Something dropped onto the cage. Knocks you right out.
Spoke to me.
Looked like a man, one of WoW's creatures. It just stared at you for a moment, then threw itself down the abyss.
It said it would make preparations. I don't like the sound of that.
It was very strange. I thought it was going to kill you for sure. I'm glad it didn't.
Yeah, me too.
Hey, thanks for, being like, hey, stop.
Looks like we're closing in on the ocean floor.
Good, not sure the climber can take it much longer. Okay, so this is the Omega Sector. It's about an acre of the abyssal plan used by Pathos 2. I expect we'll have to do some walking before we reach Tau.
You haven't been here before?
Not in a way that'll help us.
Right, the other you has been here. We're following in your own footsteps, Kat.
When I have footsteps,
You could still be down here somewhere, technically.
don't remind me, freaks me out. Alright, let's head for Tau and find that ark.
Okay. I actually need to be done with this soon, but maybe we can. Okay, well, here we go. think needed to call Climber. The Arctify. Okay. Didn't really tell me too much.
Tao? Come in, Tao. Please answer, Tao. Nothing. It's dead.
Let's move out. We'll try the next one.
Okay. Tao was not answering. This was the away team. Disappeared. Jeez. All right. Underwater tools and stowage. Underwater grinder. You always need a grinder. Doesn't matter what kind of work you do. When you're working on stuff, you need a grinder. Strong torrents expected. Climber station, so we're going to pass by an observatory and then the TVDS before we get to Tau, and then get out over to Feet. Well, unfortunately, I'm going to have to save it here. I'm going to shut myself in. By this map, so I know which direction I'm supposed to be going in. Actually, do that. Alright, I have been Decourse with a Zero. Thanks so much for watching. Try and wrap this game up tomorrow, and then move on to something else. You know what? Something cool, something exciting, something, I don't know, something that's not this. But, yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Hope to see you again.